Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading. This pick a card reading I was called to do because the readings I've been doing currently for the zodiac signs have been really heavy. And they wanted me to kind of switch over to like a little bit more of a lighthearted energy for pick a card reading. And the reason for that is because while our North Node is important, that's kind of what I've been addressing in the zodiac readings. While the North Node is very important, so is love. Okay, so this is actually going to be a love reading, which I don't do very often. But the reason I'm going to be doing the love readings is because Venus goes direct on January 29th, I think. And, you know, Venus is the planet of love and whatnot. And then also, you know, I'm a little early, but Valentine's Day is coming up. And so it's kind of like, you know, Venus goes direct a couple weeks before Valentine's Day. And I was like, you know, maybe I'm posting this too early, but not really. In my opinion, not really, because Valentine's Day, like, you want to be prepared for it. And I'm not saying like, oh, wait until Valentine's Day to express your love, blah, blah, and all this stuff. Obviously not. But you know what I mean? Like, love can be in the air leading up to that. Okay? And I think it will be, especially with Venus going direct. So anyway, here are your piles. You have pile 1 with the rose quartz point. I'm not going to say who so this is the Literary Witches Oracle. And they have, you know, however many authors in the deck. And then they also have like little pictures to correspond with each of the authors. Cards with pictures on them to correspond with each of the authors. So I'm not going to say who the authors are. I'm just going to let you go off of the picture and the crystal and see, you know, what you're drawn to. And I'll reveal in your reading who they are. So we have pile 1 with the rose quartz point, pile 2 with the selenite stick, and then we have pile 3 with the chevron amethyst point. So go ahead and you can either pause it for a minute or however long you need to decide what pile you want, and then I will timestamp down below. So I'll see you there. Hi pile 1, if you chose the rose quartz point and this author, this is your reading. So the author you chose, her name is Anna Akhmatova. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope that I am, but if I'm not, I'm sorry. I can't find my book for the Literary Witches Oracle, so I'm just going to go off of the energy of the card and not necessarily like what they write in the book about her. I do know that she was a poet, or is a poet. I'm not sure if she's still alive or not, but I googled her name. I was going to get the pronunciation, but I actually got a quote from one of her poems that really stood out to me, and I wanted to read it to you guys. Or it's like a quote from one of her poems. It says, "If you were music, I would listen to you ceaselessly, and my low spirits would brighten up." So I'm getting this message of a person, either you or your person, that, you know, like everyday life might seem like an endurance race, like you're trying to just get to the finish every single day. And I'm also getting that message because I didn't mention this when I was you know, getting your cards, like your oracle cards out. I heard the song "Run to You" by Whitney Houston, and that song is about a person who, you know, is like day-to-day life. They have to keep everything kind of like subdued, compartmentalized kind of thing. And then once they get home, it's like they really like let themselves feel. You could be feeling very lonely right now, or this is either you or your person. Everything can always be vice versa. But someone is feeling very lonely because in their day-to-day life, they just have to endure. But they have a longing. It's like you have a longing for, I'm just going to read it as you have a longing for partnership if you're not partnered. if you are partnered, maybe you're feeling a little disconnected from your partner and you're just longing to like reconnect with them or just someone's like, if you are feeling separate from your partner, you could be fantasizing about like cheating a lot or um, wanting to have like a polyamorous relationship, but you're not like broaching the subject. Like you're just like, I think it's craving like human connection. If you have a pet, like you could maybe be spending a lot of time with them, or like just you're desiring something that you're not getting. Okay, that's what it feels like. Let's see here. I see this as kind of like a goose, this bird up here. I looked up goose energy recently. Or not recently, it was probably like 3 or 4 months ago because it was coming up a lot then. Um, I'm trying to remember like what it said, but I can't quite remember. So it's just like I know it's like geese, they are in a flock, right? They have a lot of connection. And all geese are equal. It's like they're only strong or they're only as strong as their weakest link, right? Like they Oh, I think I remember when a goose dies, like the flock continues, but one or two geese stay behind to like mourn that goose. And then they catch up later. That's so interesting that I just remembered that. So it's like it's very, very tight knit. And I think that that's something that you're desiring because this is hovering over this woman like so it is something like you could be really surrounded by your guides, like you could feel comforted by them a lot, but you're kind of almost wishing that it would happen in real life, even though you're so grateful for any like love that you feel surrounding you. You still just are desiring it on a deeper level. What is she holding here? She's holding a feather and like I don't know what that is. It looks like a potato. I'm just gonna say it's a potato. So, um, needing Luna. Hang on, my cat's on the table. Not this table, my dining table. I don't want her up there. Anyway, so let's see here. We have a masculine and feminine. It looks like here. So this could be like a counterpart reading, and it also looks like there's flames around them, but it's like snow. And I think she's from Russia, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like there's something about the winter months. It just could pertain to the time of year that we're in right now. Right now in the northern hemisphere, it is winter. But it's like it might, and because the flames, they're saying the twin flame too, because it is like a mirror image of it. So yeah, this could definitely be a counterpart. You're feeling separate from them, or you are separate from them. My cat's up there again. But it's like you're feeling a longing, or they are feeling a longing. And then this is also very like mirrored too, like the wings, but one's smaller than the other. The side of the masculine is smaller than the side of the feminine. I'm going really long on this one card. Let's see here. Oh, the feather and the potato. The potato, it does feel like, yeah, you're just needing like, it's like a comfort, right? Like potatoes can be like often comfort foods like mashed potatoes, baked potatoes. And a little goes a long way with potatoes. So it's like the needing of sustenance, the needing of, and I'm hearing like the potato famine. So you feel like in drought, you feel like you're lacking. And the feathers often represent our guides, and like when you see a feather, just like laying on the ground, or find a random feather in your house. It can often represent your guides. And I feel like it's like you feel really supported. You feel really connected to your guides, but you're missing that connection in the 3D, in the physical. Okay. So we're going to put her up here. And then we're going to get your oracle cards that you had. Hang on. Where are they? Here they are. Okay, so I got 2 sets, one for you and one for your person. This is from the Soul card deck. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's literally 2 people that are connected and they're holding hands. Now this, oh my gosh, this is such strong, like, divine counterpart, twin flame vibes here, because this imagery reminds me a lot of, there's a movie, or it used to be, or it is a musical, but then they made a movie out of it called Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And Hedwig, the main character, she is in love with someone, and that person is also in love with her, but he lets his ego get in the way of their relationship, so they're always apart. And it's such a twin flame movie. If you've not seen it, like, you should watch it if this resonates. And there's a song in that movie called Origin of Love, and she's talking about how, we were once these balls of humans, like 2 people glued up back to back. That's the lyric. And then Zeus decides to split us down the middle, so we become 2, and then there's a big flood and we get washed away from our partner. And so it's like that longing, and I'm getting that imagery because these people are literally connected back to back. And it's like Zeus comes down, splits them down the back. And that's the origin of love, because before that we didn't need to know love because it was a constant. It was always there. And then once we were split, we understood love because of the longing. And so I'm getting the sense that it's like you've been really, really patient and endurant during this time of separation, but now it's almost like you're ready. You're like, I'm done waiting. I've learned all my lessons. I'm ready. Can we please do the damn thing, right? So that's kind of the message I'm getting for you. Oh my gosh, you guys. And the heart chakra. And this is, what's this deck called? The Empathic Oracle. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's like, it is, and it's interesting that I chose the rose quartz, because the rose quartz can often be like such a healing energy for our heart chakra. And oh my gosh, there's a thing that I shared a long, long, long time ago on social media. I didn't make it or anything, but it said, when you've built up many layers around your heart, but you still desire, whatever. And I wrote, it'll take a lot of tears to get to the center. And that's what it is. It's like you have probably cried a lot of tears when you're by yourself, and you've gotten to the center of your heart. You have gotten there. And if you haven't, like, that's the journey you're on. You've gotten to the center of your heart. Now, of course, like I said before, this can always be vice versa, but you've gotten to the center of your heart, and it's like, your heart's desires now. You're ready. The owl, yeah. It's a feminine energy, the owl, to me. I don't know why. I don't know if it is in like general, but this one here is speaking very, very femininely to me. And with that feminine energy and the wisdom of the owl, it's like you have gotten all the clarity that you are needing. I'm getting like a high priestess vibe with this owl, and then the heart energy. It's like you've looked at it all. You've seen everything you need to see on the wounding or surrounding your heart, and you're ready. It's like you are ready. I truly feel that you're ready to come back with this person to like be one again. Okay. Now I'm going to use, oh wait, no, I forgot. This is just your energy. I need to get your other person's energy. That's not in camera. Okay, there we go. Okay, now your person. They have two cards, or two people in their card as well. Okay. So it's like this is them. And it almost looks like this is their wings, but if you look at it closer, excuse me, this person that is standing within them or in front of them, it's actually coming out of their, I don't even know if it's their crown. It almost looks like a chakra on the back of their head. What is that one called? Soul Star, I think, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But there's a chakra at the back of your head, you know, because we have our main 7 chakras that everybody talks about, but we have so many more chakras than that. And we have one at the back of our head. I think it's called the Soul Star. But anyway, so this could be you. It's almost like, okay, so you carry this person with you as your equal, and it's almost like this person carries you with them as, and I don't mean this in any way, but this is often how like the counterpart situations can come about. They carry you around maybe like a little bit of a burden. Not saying that you are a burden to them, but your relationship is burdensome to them, I think, because, you know, these kind of relationships, they require people to grow. And so they carry them with them all the time, but it is a burden because you're constantly showing them things that, like, you're constantly triggering them, I think, without even doing anything, because it is coming out of the back of your head, right? You're constantly triggering them and they're trying to dodge it at every cost. Like, do you see how it like separates and goes away from their face? It's and I'm even seeing this as like a swim cap. Like, they're trying to glide through life, but they have this like weight that's weighing them down, but they're trying so hard to separate it from themselves. And the longer they do that, the longer they're going to carry the burden, right? The longer it's going to happen. Once they do what you've done over here, they'll feel so much better, as you know. Like, you know how you felt before doing all the work on your heart, and you know how you feel after, and you know how it felt in between. It's hard as hell to get through all those layers. It is. And the sooner this person realizes that, the better. Okay, let's see. Chaos. Yeah. It's like, that's what it's doing, right? Like, it's like by avoiding this thing that is a huge, like, it's like a weight on their shoulders, it just causes more chaos in their lives. Eagle. Okay, this is good. This is good. You know, owls and eagles have a similar energy with the how they can see for far distances and then pinpoint where they need to go and get their prey, right? Like, they both are very good at honing in and getting to it. So what this is telling me is at the center of this chaos is you, right? It's this little button right here. That's the center of this person's chaos. What's causing all the trouble in their life, right? And here they've pinpointed on it. And I know this represents like a sun. So this could definitely be the masculine energy, but it's almost like that's the button. That's what they're picking up. They're scooping it. They actually see it. So this is really, really good. Excuse me. They see how they can fix their problems by examining the relationship that they have with you, the thing that they're carrying with them that they're not dealing with. They see it, they've pinpointed it, and they're going to, like, this eagle is swooping in to catch the prey, right? Sorry, this is out of frame. So that's good. They're about ready to snatch this one thing out of the chaos. Yay. Okay. Do I want to leave these out here while I get the tarot? Because I only have so much space, so I don't know. Yeah, we will, because I can just lay them on them. Okay, so I have here the Orion's Animal Tarot. I haven't used this deck very much, so we're experimenting here. Okay. So it's interesting because I'm hearing this message that there could be something to do with animals in all of these readings because of the decks that I've chosen to use. I have the animal, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. I have the Animal Tarot. This, the clarifying deck is not an animal tarot, but it has an owl and a crane on the back. That's interesting. And then one of the clarifiers I'm going to use is the actual, it's like the second half of the Witches, or the Literary Witches Oracle, and it has a lot of animals in it, like a lot of animals. So there could be something to do with animals, like you guys could have a lot of like animal spirit guides. Maybe we'll see what some of them are with this tarot. Okay, what is the message for... Oh, wait, okay. They're saying to get the energy between you guys. Like, what is the current energy between these two people? What is... Okay. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, you guys. Okay. So we have the Three of Swords. Now, if you don't know, the Three of Swords often represents just literal heartbreak. Absolutely heartbroken. So you guys could definitely be feeling very, very... Maybe you guys had a separation recently, but I'm not really getting that vibe. I'm getting the vibe that you've been separated for a while. And I think it's just starting to, like, you've been kind of compartmentalizing. You've been suppressing it. And because of this endurance, it's like you've been focusing on everything else other than this. I'm getting the sense that both of you have. I think when you're alone, you do work on it. I actually do think that. But in your day-to-day life, you're very good at, like, keeping the two things separate. This person I don't think has dealt with much. But there's a lot of heartbreak between you two. Now I want to see what animal that is. Where's the swords? Swords. Okay. The Three of Swords is the swallow. Swallows are very common small birds that live all over the world. Okay, just those messages right there tells me it's like a twin flame thing. It's like, it's a common thing. It's becoming more common, right? And they're spread all out over the world. Like some people are like really far away from their counterparts. Some people are closer, but just it feels like there's miles between them, right? Okay, let's see here. It takes a pair of swallows up to 1,200 journeys to build a nest. Much folklore surrounds the swallow. It is thought to be a good omen to see the first swallow of the year, and several Russian songs celebrate their return after the long cold winter. And that's really interesting because Russia came up for this in the long cold winter. There's like snow there with the fire, and it's like, so the fire melts the snow. That's spring, you know, transitioning from winter to spring. And that's when it's good luck to see the first swallow of the year. So maybe really pay attention to that. Look for the first swallow of the year. It's supposed to be good luck. So that's neat. Your person could be Russian. That's just could be for one person out there. Now it's interesting too because the Seven of Pentacles is on the bottom. Can't see it there. Seven of Pentacles. Now the Seven of Pentacles is about assessment. It's about looking at how you've done things up to this point and seeing what is good to take forward and what is good to take or not take forward. And I'm getting the sense that this person, I think, is starting to do that. They're seeing how it's just like clarity on their life and how they're living their life. And you know, it's like I think they're just starting to see, it's like this gap is closing a little bit on them. They're wanting to close the gap. They're wanting to see the progress they need to take, like intuitively. I think once they let this gap close, they'll be able to listen to their intuition a lot more and to learn to heal, to really pluck this thing out and examine it and see what needs to be done. Okay, let's see. I feel like I've said that like a lot of times. So maybe that's something you say to yourself or they say to themselves. I don't know. But anyway, I don't think I need to keep going with this tarot. We're going to go ahead and clarify. Not clarify, but we're just kind of, what is it? We're going to see, you know, this is your current energy between you guys. Let's see what future energy can look like. What can the future energy look like for between these two? For pile one, please. What's the future energy look like? What's the future energy look like for pile one in their person? Okay, let's see here. The Knight of Swords. Okay. So it's like, this is sword energy, this is sword energy. It's taking charge. I really feel like this has to do a lot with this person. And, well, actually, you know what? You guys might not want to hear this. But, because of the way that he's looking back at me, like I'm getting ready to say this, and he's like, say what now? You might need to contact this person. And I know that people don't want to hear that a lot of times. But I am getting that because the Knight is very fast forward movement. It's just like getting a moment of inspiration and saying, okay. And just following your instincts for like 2 seconds. And that seems risky, and it is risky, but with no risk, no reward. So it's like almost every time that this person is in your presence, the gap closes a little bit more. hang on a second. Yeah, they're saying because you're the owl too. You know, this person is focused on like they're grabbing the thing out and they're like starting to examine it. They're finally pulling something out of the chaos. You also have that ability, the clarity to see what you need, go down and get it. So they're saying to utilize that. To contact this person and just see how they're doing. Like, it doesn't have to be anything. Just be like, I had like if you don't want to be like, intuitively knew to contact you or something, just like, I don't know. I don't know. If you're finding it, I don't know, because lying is stupid. Never mind. And then you have the strength card here too. On the bottom of this deck, the strength card. And you know what they say about like courage, right? Is courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the action in spite of it. And that's what this is saying. It's like, I really think that you're supposed to contact this person. You're supposed to be the one that says, hey, how are you? Are you okay? Because they might be struggling a little bit. They're a little bit in a chaotic energy. They're trying to get the courage. They really, really are. I'm seeing them trying to get the courage to heal a little bit more, like to like they're on their own heart journey, like you have been. And it just, they need a little more guidance sometimes. And you are probably one of their guides, to be honest, as they are you. Like they also triggered this, I'm sure, or one of the aspects that triggered the heart healing. Okay, so advice. We're gonna get some advice for you guys. I want to get some for each person because you could be on either side. I'm going to use the Green Witch Oracle and the other half of the Literary Witches Oracle. Now, each of the authors has a card like this that has just one little thing on it. And they coincide with them, but that's not how I'm going to use it. I'm going to just get, one card for you. Okay. Which one do I want to get first? I want to get the Green Witch first. So what's the advice for pile 1? Advice for pile 1. Ritual. Okay. Advice for pile 1's person. Advice for pile 1's person. Advice for pile 1's person. Advice for pile 1's person, please. Advice for pile 1's person. Advice for pile 1's person. Oh, nope, that's way too much. Way too much. Advice for pile 1's person. Well, now they're saying, like, I should have taken that luck one, so hang on, let me get it out. Advice for pile 1's person. Where is the luck? Oh my gosh, it was the very last card. Okay. Now, advice for pile 1 to go along with ritual. Ritual. Advice for pile 1 to go along with ritual, please. Advice, please. Hedgehog. Advice for pile 1 person. Pile 1's person to go along with luck. Pile 1's person advice. Pile 1's person, please. I just saw 32, 23. that breaks down to a 1. And yeah. Okay. Okay. Ritual and hedgehog. Sweet corn. I'm getting the same sense with like the potato and the corn. It's like sustenance. Something like maybe it's like you've done all you can do on your heart right at the moment. And so it's like time for you to focus on like your external world, maybe your physical body, because like exercise can be a ritual, cleaning can be a ritual. That's what I'm kind of getting with the ritual and the corn. And it's just like with the sweet corn, it's like it'll add like a little bit more sweetness to your life. It'll add a little bit more joy to your life. Like that's what you need to get ready for your next step. And it's almost like this person has been focusing on the external world and ignoring the internal world. And so it's like the flip side of what you've been doing. And so now it's like they have to start on the emotional journey because the external is probably solid. Maybe with that chaos they could just be a mess. I don't know. But anyway, the hedgehog, they have the spiky outside, but then their bellies are really like soft and fuzzy. So that's almost kind of like, oh, you could have like it's like handled with care. It's just like your vulnerabilities are okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. And like maybe you need to set up a ritual. Actually, what is it called? It's like rejection sensitivity or something. So it's like you might need to have a ritual that you do where you're going to get rejected about something you don't even care about, right? Like I don't know, what's an example? I don't know, say the radio station is like asking for examples of something, right? And you call in and you say, oh, I have an example. And they're like, well, we're probably not going to use your example. That's such a random example. I don't know where that came from. But it's like that. It's like doing things that don't really matter and getting rejected. And then sometimes really cool things will happen. Maybe the radio station will be like, oh my gosh, that's the coolest story I've ever heard. Let's put you on the radio. And it's just like, that's the excitement for the day, right? And it shows you that no matter the outcome, it's okay. Either good things will happen or it won't happen the way you intended it to happen, but that it's still okay. And I'm getting that message because of your need, I think, to contact this person. It's like in your mind right now, when I said that, you were probably just like, oh my God, no way. I would never, ever be able to contact this person. And then, so you like practice, like you just see that sometimes it works out okay. And then sometimes even when it doesn't work out, it's still okay. It's that whole thing about needing just like 20 seconds of insane courage to act, right? Like, what is that from? I can't remember what that's from. Sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. What is that from? I don't remember. But anyway, but it's true, it's like, and then what else did I say about that? Oh, yeah. The bravery isn't the absence of fear, it's the action in spite of it, right? That's your advice. Your advice, I think, is to kind of like, and it also hones your intuition on like what is safe and what is not safe. You know what I mean? Like, because the hedgehog is like the spiky and the soft. So it's like some people, the hedgehog will bare its belly and like get belly rubs, and other people, it's like, no, put my spikes out. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the sense I'm getting there. It's like it's teaching you how to protect yourself and be vulnerable, and knowing the difference between what situations recall or require each of those things, right? Okay, now on your person side, luck and apple, two fruits here. Lime and apple. Lime and apple? Never heard people putting those two together. I'm getting an image of like, you know, those fruit cups that have like jello in them. It's like apple is the fruit in it, and then like lime jello. I don't know. Maybe they like something like that. I don't know. But anyway, oh, hang on. What is your little images here on your card? You have an incense? And then that is North Node. Oh my gosh, I've been doing North Node readings lately. So maybe I'm not complete yet. I'm, you know, as I've said, taking a break to film this video, but like I haven't done all of them, but I am doing North Node reading. So you could need to watch yours. So anyway, they are kind of triggering, I will say. They've been really intense. Anyway, I don't, is that, shoot, I can't remember. I can't remember. But anyway, this just reminded me of like mala beads or even like bracelets like this. They could need some protection, I think. Like some bracelets like this could be beneficial to them to wear for like a protective thing. So like say you see them again, like maybe gift them a bracelet or something. You don't necessarily have to like tell them the intention behind it. It's just like if it's your way of like protecting them from afar, you know, like you want this person to be well and succeed no matter what the relationship is between you two, you know. And with the apple here, I feel like there could be like the temptation, right? The temptation of the chaos, I think, could often distract this person. But the apple and with the luck here, it's telling me it's like they are learning how to resist temptation, to resist being pulled back into the chaos, whatever the chaos may be. They are, I think, learning how to do that. Like the universe is like giving them the courage to do that. And I'm getting that too because the lime here from this angle, the lime is whole, but there's still a slice here. So the lime slice comes from another lime. And I'm thinking like that's a protection, like that's a protective energy. You know, it's almost like the gift of the bracelet, right? Not say like you don't even give them a gift, right? But if you did, this would be an example of it. But it can also come from somewhere else. It's you are whole as yourself, but I'm also here. I'm also like wish protection upon you, wish good fortune upon you. And maybe, you know, you need to do that. Maybe the gift is just like energetically sending that person well wishes and saying, I hope that you can find your answers, you know, because sometimes that's all we can do. Okay, pile one, this has been your reading. I really enjoyed this. Thank you for letting me do this for you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank you for being here. I thank any of your guides that were present today, any of my guides that were present, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And if I don't see you in another pile, I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose a selenite stick, Your author that you chose is Flannery O'Connor, and it says humanity under it. We'll see if that comes into it. Okay. So I lost the book for my literary witches oracle, and so I've been Googling the authors, and for the first one I found a quote, and then for you I also found a quote that I thought was interesting. Hang on, let me get it. It says, so it's a quote by Flannery O'Connor. "The truth does not change according to our ability to stomach it." So it's like there's a truth that it's like, I think deep down you know that there's something like you need to accept. And of course, everything can always be vice versa. But there's something that you need to accept that you're just not quite sure you're ready to stomach yet. And then I also was listening to music when I was shuffling your cards and getting into your energy. And the song that was playing is called Superposition by Daniel Caesar. I wish that I could translate the thoughts that are coming into my mind about this song and how they pertain to your reading, but I can't quite find the words and what it means. So maybe go listen to, like, pause this video, go listen to that song and come back. I'm going to try my hardest, but your interpretation matters in this sense. I'm just going to point out a couple of things that stood out because of this card. In the song it says, the things that inspire me, they make me bleed. And why that's standing out is because here in this card, I'll make it so you can see it a little bit better. There's a peacock. And it's like, that's the thing that inspires you, right? It's a thing of beauty. She has her hand on it. She's like stroking it, comforting it, keeping it, at peace. And this, it's interesting because it looks like it's wearing a crown. So since this is like a reading about relationships, there's something it seems like you might stroke its ego. Like this other person, you stroke their ego to keep things at bay, like to keep things peaceful. But it makes you bleed, right? But it says the things that inspire me make me bleed. So it's like, this might not be a healthy dynamic, but you're still inspired by it. It's like you almost get satisfaction out of the fact that this person needs their ego stroked and you stroke it and it gives you satisfaction. That's really interesting. That is really interesting. But it's not doing any good for you. It's just keeping things at bay. Let's see what else here in this song. Hang on. So later on in the song, he says, "This music shit's a piece of cake," like talking about like writing songs and being creative, like that he has down. "The rest of my life's in a state of chaos, but I know I'll be okay. Exist in superposition. Life's all about contradiction." Okay, so it's 11:11. Just saw that on there. So it's like this routine you have done with this person, it's a piece of cake, right? It keeps things peaceful. But deep down, you're like torturing yourself. Like there's blood coming out of this egg. This thing that is a thing of beauty is supposed to produce another thing of beauty, right? But it's not. It's only like inside this egg, it's not another peacock. It's not a baby peacock. It's not the yolk that you would see when you crack an egg. It's blood. And so it's like not like deep down, it's not like the thing of beauty. Like it doesn't produce the thing of beauty. Okay. Now, we have some cards here for your energy. Okay, you guys. I just had to pause it for a second because I'm feeling like super like anxious, and I think this I'm like picking up on your energy. So I just wanted to say that, like, if your solar plexus, it's like almost like that solar plexus is like is lit up really. You know, like you can sense change happening, but change hasn't happened yet. It's like that kind of feeling. I just saw 555. Okay, so we have the sea serpent. Or the sea serpent. This card doesn't actually have a name. But this card I always see as a sea serpent. But it's almost like a sea serpent that has like a shell on it. Because, you know, this does look like a shell, and then it has this thing on top of it. So it's like it's wrapped up in a shell, like a snail wraps up into its shell, right? Like its body curls around in the shell. And so it's like there's and if you don't, like, a sea serpent energy is very like emotionally healing. I'm getting the message that it's like this thing that you like to do about stroking this person's ego, the satisfaction you get out of it, it comes from like some childhood wounding I'm hearing, or just like wounding in general on your part. And it's almost like with the sea serpent, it's like you're getting ready to emotionally heal that part of you. So like oh my gosh. So it's like right now it's a symbiotic relationship, you know, like you stroke their ego, they get pleasure out of that, and then their pleasure gives you pleasure. Okay? So right now it's like symbiotic, but here soon you're going to be healing the part of you that needs that reassurance from their ego stroke. And because it's like the sea serpent, when it's blocked, it's like a muddied type of energy, like the emotions are muddied, right? And here it's like the sea serpent is like coming up out of the mud and out of the shell. So if you guys haven't yet, you're about to be going through like a big like transformative period. Yeah. Okay. Predator. Now, this card comes from a deck called the Empathic Oracle. Okay. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Okay. Now, oh my gosh. You guys, this is so intense. This pile two's energy, I wish I could explain it. It's like my whole body is like just like vibrating, and I'm trying to keep it together so I can translate this message, but it's a lot. It is a lot. Okay, since it's the Empathic Oracle, your energy isn't predatory. It's this other person's. You are carrying their energy of needing that ego stroke. You are holding on to it for them. Like they're clawing into you, keeping you there and making you feel safe but it's like really it's just creating wounds. So it's like you're carrying the burden of them needing their ego stroke. They're not carrying it themselves. You're carrying it for them. Hang on, let's get the other card here. The fox. Yeah, okay. The fox is a predator, right? Of chickens. And you know, the word chicken, which the peacock kind of like looks like a chicken, right? Oh my gosh. There's so many messages. Okay, let me try to sort them all and get them out. The fox is a predator of chickens. the word chicken represents weakness, right? Like, you're a chicken if you don't do this. And there is this peacock that's representative of something like that looks and seems like it should be beautiful, right? But the other person is the chicken. But they're acting as the fox because you're letting them. Like, you're acting as if you're the chicken, when really you should be like the stronger one, because you are the one carrying the burden, and you have become stronger because you're waking up out of this slumber, this muddy slumber the sea serpent is in. And this is indicative with this 28 here, because 28 breaks down to a 10, and 10 is about cycles. And this is a circle, and then the fox and the chicken, it's like it's all a cycle. And you're learning what the cycle is. That's that childhood wounding, or just the wounding in general. You're learning what the cycle is, and you've never actually been like aware of the fact that this is a cycle and a wounding within you. You're just recently becoming aware of this. If you haven't yet, you're about to become aware of something. And just the awareness sparks the need for it to be healed. Yeah. It's interesting because I'm seeing the red here and the yellow here, but that's interesting because I was actually hearing orange, but this is yellow. So anyway, the red is like the root chakra, right? And then this yellow, even though I wanted to say orange, the yellow came in, and the yellow is like that, the masculine energy, and then the orange is like the solar plexus is like a masculine type of energy, the yang. And then which actually the yin and the yang came up in that song, but anyway. And then the orange represents the sacral, which the sacral is the feminine. And so when the way that the chakras are laid out, like throughout your column, like your spinal column, is like the root, and then the sacral, and then the solar plexus. Okay? And so it's like this thing is reaching over the sacral energy and just clawing into that masculine energy. So it's like you're being ruled by not your own masculine energy, but the masculine energy that's outside of you. That's kind of like keeping the cycle alive. Okay, now we're going to get their energy. Let's see what this has to say. Can you see that? This is really interesting. This could be like, it's either the mother of your children, or like the father of your children, or just like the person that you envisioned as being that. Because that's like womb energy, right? Like they're reaching over that sacral energy, which is the womb area, and it's like it's being skipped. And here it is, because it's like by skipping, I don't know how to explain this. I don't, there's just a lack in the sacral for some reason. And it's almost like this person, that's how they keep you in line, is like, say you're the feminine, okay? This person keeps you in line because of the gift of like children or something like that. It's like, I've given you the world. I've given you everything you could possibly want because they've given you children, especially with this egg here. I mean, so that could be either way. It's like if the woman gave a man children, she could hold that over his head, or you know what I mean? Like just anything like that. Oh man, okay. And then we have the desert. it's like, yeah, they've given you the things that you've wanted, but it's also very, very dry and arid. Like, there's no emotion or love behind it. All they're there for is for you to stroke their ego. That's the only reason that they show up. That's what it's feeling like. It's like, I don't know. Huh. Okay. This is so crazy. Okay. First off, this circle here, it looks a lot like this. Like, they've attracted you to this very dry space. Like, there's no water. Lack of water means lack of emotion. No emotion. Even though it looks like there's like seashells here, it's like the ocean is dried up. There's nothing there. There's nothing. And with this owl, I'm getting like, to me, this card feels very feminine. I don't know if owl is necessarily a feminine energy. I'm not sure. But this card gives me feminine energy, and it's almost like them holding it here, right? But then also, I'm seeing this owl in particular in their predatory way. Like, because this predator over here, it's like they have far sight in darkness, right? Like, this person is like living in darkness, and like they can see clearly in the darkness. And then like they can zone in on their target and zoom in and get it, right? And it's almost like this other person once was their target. Like, and out in the desert, you can see for miles, it's clear. And so an owl could easily spot its prey and then swoop in and grab it. So it's almost like, yeah, they just, they caught you. They caught you. However long ago. Whew, you guys, this is intense. It really is. Okay. We are going to start with the animal. It's Orion's Animal Tarot is what this is called. And I'm going to get, we're already getting a sense of what's between these two people, but, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when I got up, like, so when the anxiety had started coming on, when I was like really feeling your energy, this card was just laying on the ground. I don't know when it fell out. I don't remember any card falling out of that deck, but it was laying on the ground. And so, the lion here represents, it's like the fire energy, okay? And it often represents Leo. And what I'm getting is like there's something that is sitting between you and this other person that is very, very protective. Now, it is the fire energy, so it's like it can live in the desert, right? It can sit in the desert and watch the prey as well, right? And that's what I'm getting here. It's like whatever is happening to like stir up the awakening within you, it's like your energy is going to start being protected by this. From this, no matter how close this person is to you, like in your physical environment, you're going to be protected. It's like you're one-upping their predatoriness. I don't know if that's a word, but it's like that's what it is. It's like they're this kind of predator, but like a lion can catch an owl. I can imagine. Interesting. And it can handle the heat. A lion can handle the heat a lot better than an owl can, right? I don't know. Some owls might be whatever. But anyway, So yeah, that's really interesting. So the O'Brien's Animal Tarot, what is the message for pile 2, please? What is the message for pile 2? So this is going to be like the advice, because this was going to be, or I was going to get like what's between you, but this is what's between you. There's a, I mean, it could be actually like a child that's like the reason that you're changing, like the Leo, like Leo energy type of thing. Like, I don't know, it's like what stirs it up, but then also like I'm getting the sense that as it grows, it's more protective. I don't know. So anyway, it's this is terrible, but it's almost like no matter, like, as our children grow, if you have children with this person, if not, then this part isn't for you, but it's like we don't give kids enough credit. Like, they can see people for who they are, and it's almost like as this energy grows, whether it's a child or something else, as it grows, it could just be like your awakening, right? This happening. As it grows, the more it sees, the more it protects. And I don't know, it's just a beautiful thing. So that's what's between you. So now we're going to see what the future energy holds here. The future energy, what does it hold for pile 2? Oh, don't fall. Okay. Oh, yes. The star. I mean, it's healing. You are healing. Oh my gosh. Devil's on the bottom. So it's like there's a devil energy, and it is, you are getting healed. Like, you are healing yourself from this thing that has a hold on you. Like, it has a, like, the tightest grip on you that one can possibly have. Like, honestly, that's what it feels like. And to try to release yourself from that, it takes time, it takes work, it takes a lot of freaking energy, and it's not an overnight type of thing. You know, like, their claws, like here, like, their claws are deep in you. There are some gaping wounds. And the jellyfish, it's the star, you know, like, it's almost like you're learning you can sting back. You're it's so interesting, like the contrast, right? Because it's like the fire and then the water, the desert and the water. It's like you're learning to bring water and emotion back into the situation, and then you can thrive. Like, you've just been deprived of water so long. A jellyfish can't sting if it's not in the water. I mean, it might be able to, I don't know, but let's just say in this instance, it can't. A jellyfish can't sting if there's no water. There's a lack of water in this relationship. There's no emotion. You're bringing the water back in, and then that's when you are able to stand up for yourself, when the emotion is present. Sorry, I'm like getting feisty over here. I'm like clapping my hands as I talk. Wow. It's amazing. Okay. We're gonna get some advice for you guys. So like, I'm supposed to be getting advice for both piles. But like, I'm feeling super petty and I don't want to get advice for this person. Oh, this is like a much shorter reading than the last one. I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is. Well, hang on. Should we look at the star? Yeah, we'll look at the star. Okay. We are going to, okay, this is what they're saying. We're going to use the, it's called the New Chapter Tarot. I love that it's called the New Chapter Tarot because I feel like this is a huge new chapter for you. You are bringing in a huge change for yourself, and it's not easy, and you're doing amazing, sweetie. 2525, what I just saw that breaks down 77. Okay. You're doing amazing, sweetie. I love it. Okay, the New Chapter Tarot. What is the message for pile 2, please? What is the message for pile 2? What's the message for pile 2, please? Message for pile 2. Message for pile 2, please. What's the message for pile 2? Oh, those fell on the floor. Hang on, I gotta go get them. I have to pause it because I'm like up in a bar stool, so I can't like reach the floor. Okay, you had 3 cards come out. We have the Fool, the 9 of Swords, and then the 8 of Cups. Okay. Okay, so the message that's coming out, I'm sorry, I know this is a tight squeeze here, so let's move it over a little bit. Okay. Do you see this here? It's like the Fool, it's like the masculine and the feminine here. I really get the sense that you're starting to see the imbalance. Like, it's not a yin and a yang, it's just a yang. It's only about this person over here, which I think is like, seems like it's the masculine energy. Of course, everything can be vice versa. It definitely can be a feminine energy over here. Actually, I'm getting that for some of you it is, so disregard that. But it's like this person, it's like they're living in the shadow of that energy, whichever one they possess, masculine or feminine. They're living in the shadow of it, and they're withholding the other energy. You know, it's like they're keeping it to themselves, so you're in lack of it, because when you are not in lack of it, you are in your power. So they're withholding it so you stay not in power, right? So anyway, so here it is. It's like you're starting to see that there's a lack of imbalance, because on each of these, it's like there's a pentacle, a wand, a cup, and a sword. That's a wand, that's a sword. Anyway, so it's like you're starting to see that things are out of balance. And you're seeing like all the strife that it's caused you, like where, you know, because the 9 of Swords is like, you're aware of all the suffering that you're going through, and it's overwhelming. And so it's like you've finally become aware of the things that you've actually put yourself through in order to stroke this person's ego. And you might be planning an escape, because the 8 of Wands is leaving. It's like you could be planning your escape. It's like maybe that won't happen for like, you know, like I'm hearing like 2 to 5 years, or I don't know why I'm hearing that, but it's like you're planning, like you have an exit strategy. And it might seem cold, but like you've been through enough. You've been through enough. This person has used you plenty. I'm not saying that we should use people, but like it's time for you to put yourself first. And if leaving a bad toxic situation means that you have to be a little bit more secretive, that's okay. That's okay, as long as you get like out of a toxic situation that's not healthy. Queen of Discs on the bottom. So it's like whatever you've set your mind on, you can do, because that's the Queen of Discs. Like, to me, it speaks of Capricorn energy, and it's like the Capricorn is the go, it never stops. And it's like, it's almost like you have a goal. You see it in your mind's eye where you want to be in like the 2 to 5 years that I just saw. And you have a plan and you know what's going to happen. Like, you know how you're going to get there. It's just going to be a slow process. And that's also Pentacle energy. This Queen of Pentacles, it's like, it is a slow process, but you're patient. You are patient as a MFer. Okay, so I was going to get their energy, but a card already fell out, so we're going to see what it says. Seven of Cups. With the Ace of Swords on the bottom. Yeah, it's like... I'm seeing this moon here. I don't know if you can tell, but like there's actually like a spider web on this moon. And I recently, the song Spiderwebs by No Doubt came back into my reality recently, and I haven't heard that song in probably like, I don't know, 20-25 years. You know, it's been a very, very long time. But I used to love that song. I'm walking in a spider web. Please leave a message and I'll call you back. A likely story. Leave a message. I don't know. This person, the Seven of Cups represents, sorry about that. I went off on a little tangent in my brain. The Seven of Cups, they could maybe have ADHD or something. Like, that was a very ADHD moment where it was like I was doing something, like I'm very focused on this reading, and then like all of a sudden I was like off in La La Land. Anyway, the Seven of Cups means like having options, and they could view you as like an option. I'm seeing that, and like, can you see that person there? It's upside down. They're on the bottom of the wheel, and they're like, oh, look at me, I'm so sexy. I don't know. This person's just like, I don't know. What's on the bottom? Oh yeah, the Ace of Swords. They could view you as an option. I don't like that. They're still telling me to get advice for that. That's the only message that's coming out for that person, is like they use it as an option. Like, they've caught you in their web, but then like that you've been caught in the web, but it's like, leave a message and I'll call you back. It's like, you're there, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like, they've brought you there, but they don't give you anything. That, like, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. Anyway, we're going to get some advice for both of you, I guess. I am so petty. What's the advice for pile 2? Look, another 28. Energy. Okay, what's the advice for the pile 2's person? Pile 2's person. Because we want this person to grow, even if they're an asshole. We want them to grow. What's the advice for pile 2's person? I'm sorry, and I know this is someone like you probably care about, and I'm talking like mad shit, but anyway, what's the advice for pile 2's person? Good on you for caring about someone that, you know, like, it's hard to see like the goodness in them, because those people are deserving of love too. It's like, because the only way they can heal is by being loved. You know what I mean? But like, they're not being healed by your love. What's the advice for pile 2? Come on. Pile 2's person, I mean. Advice for pile 2's person. Spears like, I don't want to give him any advice either. Look, when I stopped, it says agreement. Like, Spears like, yeah, I'm in agreement. Sorry. Okay, we're not going to get it. I mean, I'm going to try with the other deck that I'm using for advice too. Get them some advice there. But, so I'm using the other half of the literary, which is, oh, nope, that's the authors. Where's the other half? Oh, there it is. It's like the pictures that correspond with all of the authors. Okay, what's the advice to go along with orange energy for pile 2? Oh, that's not to me. Is that Scorpio or Virgo? I can never remember. And look, there's that sun energy again, the Leo energy. Look! You know how I was like, the orange is missing? Look, red, orange, yellow. It's like you've taken it back. You've taken back your feminine energy, your power. You've taken it back. And you're like alchemizing, you're cooking it. You're like, oh my gosh, that's the water. It's like the sea serpent is coming up out of the mud, right? The caked, it was like the caked mud of the desert. Like that's how far gone the water was. It was like completely dried up and arid. And you're bringing the water back, which is the sacral, this energy, and it's like you're warming it up and you're like freeing it so you can stand up for yourself. You know, the jellyfish is soft. It is so soft, but it is fierce. The sacral is back. And that's the cycle. It's like 28-28, right? The cycle is growing the sacral. It's like, oh, I love this. Okay, so we have praying mantis. The praying mantis, as we all know, like the feminine. Sorry, it's like once they mate, they bite the head off their partner. So it's like, sorry. So it's like, this is a cycle to full circles. Like this person had kids with you to keep you in your cycle of like stroking their ego. Now it's like, okay, I've mated with you. I'm going to bite your head off now. You can go. Bye. It's like you're using their energy to heal yourself. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you used me. Well, I'm going to use you right back. And I know it's like an eye for an eye is not good. You know, two wrongs don't make a right. But in this case, they're screaming, it does. It is, you are worthy of this thing. It's like you are worthy of, like, you're the karma in this situation. You know what I mean? Like your glow up, your bringing in of the water is karmic justice. Okay. And then white dress at the bottom. It's like by biting this person's head off, like it's like chewing them up and spitting them out. Something they never thought you were capable of. Like they totally suspected you, you know, it's like, and then you begin again. That's the new cycle. The white dress is the new cycle. Okay, sorry, I'm getting pumped. Okay, there's another 7. Didn't I say something about 77 earlier? Anyway, what's the advice for this person, this pile 2's person? What's the advice for pile 2's person? I was so pumped by your energy. You have no idea. Pile 2's person, please. What's the advice for pile 2's person? They do not want to cooperate. Come on, we got to give them a little. What if this person is pile 2? Or pile 2's person? Like, because it can always be vice versa, right? It's like, if someone's here actually watching something and they're in this energy over here, it's like, we want them to heal. We don't want to make them feel judged, right? Like, if they're here wanting to better themselves, then that's wonderful. So we're going to give them advice, okay? Let's give them some advice. Give them some advice, please. Oh my gosh. They gave the peacock. Okay, so this is what the message is. At the bottom of this card, because this peacock is the corresponding card for this author, Flannery O'Connor, okay? It says humanity. This person's lesson, this person's advice is to learn humanity. That's your goal. Learn some freaking humanity. Like you have, and this image is like, it should be so pure and beautiful. Like you have the world in your hand, right? You have the world in your hand and you're abusing it. It's supposed to be beautiful, but it's broken and causing pain. On the bottom is the braid. To me, that's like being bound to something, right? And the braid is actually cut off in this instance. It's like, have some humanity and let go of this person. That's what this message is. It's like, let them go. Let the binds that tie you free. Because it's doing no one any good anymore. I mean, yeah, it's really not. It's really not. Like, these two have their backs to each other. Pile 2, this was intense. I thank you for being present today. If this reading resonated, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present today. I thank any of your guides that were present, any of my guides that were present from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And if I don't see you in another pile, I will see you later. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this Chevron Amethyst, the author that you picked is Maria Sabina. And she is a poet, but she's also was a shaman. And it says here healing. And it's interesting because a lot of her, her shamanic work was through psilocybin, mushrooms, special mushrooms. And that is a very, very great tool for getting to the bottom of things. If you so choose, if you go in with that intention, if you go in with the intention of healing. If you see here, these 2 feet that are placed here, these look like flowers coming out of them, but it's actually mushrooms. And mushrooms, it's interesting because they're like severed feet, right? And they even look kind of discolored at the top there. So it's almost like something was cut off at the feet, right? And now something new is growing, because mushrooms can only grow from decay. So it's interesting. And then like out of them comes these animal spirit guides. Like here's a wolf and here's like a, I don't know, bobcat or something. So yeah, so anyway, the quote that she had said, or that stood out for her, because I've been kind of like finding quotes for each of the authors, and the one that was most popular, because they didn't have a lot, so there was only one that like was really out there a lot. It was something about how there's a world that is far away yet close and invisible. But to me, it's like, it's also visible. Like if you choose to go, like you don't have to have mushrooms necessarily to go visit that world, but it is a tool to get there, to help you get there, if you so choose. So let's see here. Then there were some songs that were standing out when I was shuffling the cards to get into your energy. The first one was Take Me Where Your Heart Is by Q. Now, what that's telling me is like this journey, whether it's through psilocybin or not, is about the heart. Like you're finding the center of your heart, okay? And then the second song that was standing out is I Will Take Care of You. Shoot, who sings that? Oh, hang on, sorry. By William Bell. And then the other one was Cloudy Shoes by Damien Gerardo, I think. Now all those together, what it was telling me is like, let's see here. I already said the Take Me Where Your Heart Is. The I Will Take Care of You is like, it seems like there's like a guide that's leading you. Like either you are, it's like you're either doing this alone, this journey, and you have like a very strong spirit guide with you, or you have a person that you is like your mentor. And I was kind of even getting that with the cards that came out. I know this is like a love reading, but love can truly honestly be any relationship that, I mean, you know, that we feel loved and we love back. And so maybe this journey with this guide or this person will lead you to, it's like that center of your heart, to your love, right? And how to get to a place where you can experience love in its truest form. Okay, now the energy for you guys. I got some oracle cards here that I got before. Let me. Okay, let's see here. The first card is from a deck called Soul Cards. Okay. So what this is telling me, it is kind of like that journey. The either the journey on the mushrooms, and it doesn't have to be, it can just be like meditation or any way that any form of meditation for you, or anything that, you know, helps clear your head and you can kind of like listen to your thoughts or express your thoughts. That's what this is in reference to. And I think that's kind of like, to me, it almost looks like these are singing. They're singing out your needs, your desires in life. Okay. We have beginnings. And there's like a phoenix rising from, you know, the flames. Yeah, it's like by getting to the root of something, by completely destroying it, by burning it up, something new can be born. It's like that's what the healing message is. It's like all healing is like we start from zero, right? Our starting point is zero, no matter like if we can go lower or higher. Like that's our, you know, like in a graph, how it's like you can have the negative, but this is your starting point, right? When they intersect. The vertical and horizontal lines, when they intersect, that's your zero. And it's almost like you've reached the zero, you are at the zero, and you can only go up from there. And then we have the deer card. You know what this deer card always tells me? It's like it's a feminine energy because it's a female deer here, but like if you can see this like hole around his neck, how it's like green and yellow up until a certain point, and then the deer's head goes through it. It's almost like a portal. You are going through a portal, and like behind the portal, wait, no, they're telling me that this is, you've already stepped through and you're peeking your head in one more time to like take a glimpse at something, and then you're pulling it out and walking away, and then it closes. The portal closes. Because I'm imagining it's like shrinking, and you're just like looking one last time, and no, you have to remove your head so your head doesn't get lost in that world again. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like one last look, pull your head out, and then you're on a new adventure. And it almost looks like an egg too. Like it's oval. An egg. And that's like, you know, egg represents new beginnings as well. Wow. Okay. Now your person, their cards. Okay, yeah, this could definitely be like a guide, um, because what I'm seeing is like this is them, right? They have wings, so they could be like could be literally like an angel. Um, so they're on their horse, and it's almost like you're the horse, and they have their arm up, and you know like how you can like smack a horse's butt to make them like go a little bit faster or whatever. Like we don't want to use whips and stuff because that's mean, but you know you just like give them a little tap and it gets them going a little bit, and that's kind of the energy I'm getting here is like they're riding you backwards. Do you see that? This is their torso and that's their left leg, that's the right leg. Interesting. So maybe they're flying because I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's almost like they're like giving you a little tap, like here we go, and it is too. And I'm seeing the green because this has greens and this has greens, so it is that heart chakra energy where it's like I really feel like this is a message they're giving me. It's like this almost looks like it was colored with crayon, and and you're getting ready to like almost like redo it. You're like, this is a good picture, but I can do better, so I'm going to try again. And it's like yeah, and you're just getting a little love tap, from your guides. Okay. Oh, they got two from the empathic oracle. Okay, it's water. Okay, and balance. I just got the image of like something floating in water. Like, you know how it's like it looks like something should topple over, but it doesn't. It stays even and balanced and whatnot. Um and water represents emotions, right? And 44 added together is 8. So it's interesting. They're saying something about all your lower chakras, even like from your throat down. Because the black represents like the base chakra. It's like the chakra at our feet. And then this is like blue, which is our throat chakra. So it could be like the base, the heart, and the throat could be really important, like to focus on right now. But hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 circles there. Hang on. Base, root, sacral, solar, heart. No, that's 6. But anyway, sorry. I'm just like a numbers freak. I count everything. So, never mind. Anyway, yeah, it's like they're bringing in some kind of stability, emotional stability for you. So maybe that's something that has kept you like out of relationships, is like maybe you feel like, oh, I forgot to get the animal for them. Oh, it's the golden egg. Yes. Okay, so that's like I'm getting that's where the sacral and the solar plexus come in, because the nest is, to me, it's the sacral energy, right? And then the egg is yellow. So that's sacral is orange, solar is yellow. But anyway, it's the golden egg. I don't know if you've ever seen Harry Potter, but the golden egg, it's like you have to be in these circumstances to allow, like, you have to have complete knowing of like the egg in order to get it to open and hear the message. So it's like whatever journey this is, it does lie within it, you know, like there's some answer about your heart and like how to love that will have answers. Now, I was going to say earlier, like you could, I don't know why this was coming in, but it's like, it's something like in relationships, you could feel like your emotions are out of control and like they dictate things sometimes. But I think that you're really, really trying to change that. You're trying to understand and change it and just figure it out. And because of the waves, you know, it's like tumultuous kind of waters here, but then we have balance. So it's like you're finding a balance of how your emotions work and finding out why you react the way you act, like, you know, and stuff like that. Okay, so we are going to get some tarot cards for you guys. Let me move these up. Okay, we're going to start with it's the Orion's Animal Tarot. I've not worked with these very much, so you guys are really the first to get readings with them. Okay. I wasn't focused yet. That was the Nine of Wands, though, and the horse, just so we know, because we do have a horse here, and then the deer, it's not a horse, but it, like, has, you know, the hooves and on four legs. So there's that. So anyway, what is the energy between pile 3 and their person? Pile 3 and their person. Pile 3 and their person. What's between pile 3 and their person? Pile 3 and their person, please. Okay, yes. Hang on a second. Sorry, my heat was about to kick on and it is so loud, so I had to go turn it off. Okay, so we had the Seven of Pentacles come out. The Seven of Pentacles is about like assessment and sorry, hang on. I'm trying to find it in the little book to read the description of the animal. But it's about assessment. It's like seeing what, and look, there's an egg here, and they almost look like they're orange, though in there it's like they're not yet fully formed, right? So the Seven of Pentacles is like you've worked on something. Like this is a journey that you've been on. You've probably been through several of these portals, and like they're just like mini ones, and they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you, like, you know, you're just working through them. And so that's what this is. It's like you've learned everything you can learn from this one that you're taking one last look at. It's like, I've learned everything here. It's time to go through. And it's like when you go through, it's like you do have someone there waiting for you. It's it's like a physical person or a guide. And they're helping you kind of like assess and whatnot. So we're going to read this, the Raven. Thought to be one of the smartest animals, ravens are capable of communication and problem solving, yes, and are known to use tools to get to food. Found in many parts of the world, they can mimic human speech better than parrots if raised in captivity, and are known to mimic other bird species in order to attract prey and lower the guard of nesting birds so they can sweep in and devour eggs or vulnerable chicks. Interesting. So honestly, what that kind of tells me is that this person, I'm thinking about it in the first half of that paragraph where it's like, it's someone that you have good communication with, It's someone who you have a lot of trust in and they have a lot of trust in you. There's a really good balance, and there is an answer that lies in this relationship. I'm going to see what the future energy is here. We're going really fast. Like, there's not like a lot, because I think that you two are in communication already. I think that you've worked together a lot. This is probably one of your guides that have been with you the most. Now, if it's a real physical person, it's just someone that has been in your life for a long time, that has been a steady companion. And if you guys ever had time apart, it was like because you were both just off learning. It wasn't because like you hated each other or anything like that. It's just that you're both finding answers that you needed. And this person, if they're like a real actual 3D person, which I am probably going to start reading it in that sense, it's like because if they're not currently, they're going to be. But anyway, it's like they've done really well. Like they've really figured out a lot of their emotional stuff, and like you come into the back into the picture or whatever. Like once you've kind of had this rebirth, they probably come back into your life or you back into their life, and you guys are now like more on the same page, and they can show you and guide you and teach you. And I'm not getting like a real sexual energy here. Not necessarily that it's not possible, but that's not the goal of it. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get future energy. Like once these two energies come together, what's the future energy? We're gonna use the new chapter tarot, and I love that it's called new chapter because you are entering a new chapter, it seems. The new chapter tarot. What is the future energy between these two people? What is the future energy between these two people? Oh, the Emperor and the King of Swords. Oh my goodness. And the Three of Swords is on the bottom, but this one has like the balance here. So we're gonna, yeah, keep that in mind. Okay. The Emperor and the King of Swords. First of all, I'm seeing here this ball in his hand, and it's almost like an egg, right? Like he has it. And then this person has something in their hand that they're examining. What is that? I don't know. And I wish I knew what constellation that was too. Shoot, I did learn that a long time ago. What is that one? I don't remember. I don't remember. It's almost like he has like a little itty bitty tiny cup, and then something is being poured into it. It's like an answer of sorts, right? These two people have very strong telepathic communication. Because ravens, they do know how to communicate. And if you like, you can build rapport with ravens, right? And they can't speak, right? And they can't well, they might be able to understand us, I don't know. But oh, isn't that something about birds too? Like, no, what even was that? I don't know. But anyway, there's just a really strong telepathic communication, it seems like here, because the way that these two energies are like looking at each other as well. And he's looking over here. It's almost like seeing what is dripping down. Like he's examining it and understanding it and seeing it. Two very different energies here, though. Like an unlikely duo. I'm hearing that. Hang on a second. Okay, so they are saying that this could be like a highly intellectual relationship because swords does represent intellect, and then the emperor is fiery energy. And so it's almost like passionately driven intellectual projects. You could really be pouring yourself into something like that with this other person. Like they could be your partner, like a like almost a business partner. Like you guys just work really well together. You bounce off of each other really well. And it does nothing but help you grow, both of you. It's really interesting. Just like because it's almost like we came from something, like you came from like the message of like going on a trip, right? Like the psychedelic trip. And from that is born something very clear and forward moving and balanced. But it's almost like you need to see something from your past in a different light here. Like you need to walk through the portal. You need to do the change in order for this to happen. Because here, it's almost like, okay, this is where the Three of Swords is coming in. You know, the Three of Swords often represents sadness, but here, like, it has a balance, right? So it's like there's a balance between these two people, and maybe you guys do have a bad past. Maybe you guys have tried, maybe this is someone that you've tried to be in a relationship, but it didn't work. So maybe you're better off as friends or business partners. Maybe it's someone who, you know, it's like there could be just some form of pain from the past, but you're learning to figure out how to balance it, how to, you like assess the situation and you're moving forward in the most thoughtful way. And here it's like, so he has his hand up and it's like saying stop, right? Stop. And you're being stopped right in front of this balance. And you're saying, do you think that you are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared to pass this threshold, to be reborn, to open the golden egg? Have you healed enough in those ways? And the answer is yes. It should be yes. If it's not, then keep working and come back and reassess, right? Yeah, so this is going kind of fast, but it's okay. Actually, I'm going to keep that out there. It wants to be out there. Okay, so we're going to get some advice for both sides. One from the Green Witch Oracle, and then one from, so the Literary Witches Oracle. It has like two different kinds of cards, like the ones with the authors on it, which I'm getting all the main cards from, and then they have corresponding cards for each of the authors. And oh, I'm just getting the message, this could be someone that you ghosted or they ghosted you. And it could have been because they were triggering, like they triggered some healing or vice versa. But anyway, and then so that's the other message of advice is from those two decks, okay? So can I have one card for pile 3, please? One card for pile 3. Okay, so trust came out. Oh, can't see that, sorry. Trust. One for pile 3's person. Pile 3's person, please. And everything can always be vice versa, as you know. Or I hope you know. One card for pile 3's person. Excuse me. One. Oh, that's 2. I don't want 2. We did see sweet corn. One card for pile 2's or pile 3's person, please. One card for pile 3's person. One card for pile 3's person. Okay, so I'm hearing with this trust here for you, I think that's scorpionic energy here. And then I'm seeing that eye. And so I'm hearing something about the evil eye. And isn't that something in like Mexican culture? I think it might be. And then, Maria, no shoot, Sabina, she is of Mexican heritage. So it's like there's something about like the evil eye there, and it's like, when you wear one, it protects you from any evil eyes on you, right? So it's like once you have like this protection, it seems like you need to trust. You need to trust. But anyway, what is one card for pile three's person, please? One card for pile three's person. One card for pile three's person, please. One card of advice for pile three's person. One card for pile three's person, please. One card for pile three's person, please. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it's been so long, and I'm gonna just take the two, I guess, because, well, no, they're saying to take this one. Love. Tomato. And then under that, it was banana duality. And then we have hope on the bottom. Okay, let's see here. We have Libra, a love potion, and then water and fire. So this could be a water sign, you could be a fire sign. You don't have to be, you could just have those, like, be playing out those energies right now. Yeah, it's like, look, this breaks down to 3 and this breaks down to 3. It's like trust in each other's love for one another. I think that's something maybe you guys didn't have before, if there was like a separation. Oh, the balance and the balance, they could be a Libra, or you could be a Libra. But yeah, you guys need to learn to trust in the love that you have for each other. I think that it's something that maybe wasn't expressed very much in the past, and it's okay to express it. Even if this isn't a romantic relationship, if it's just like a business partnership, if it's, man, that's too many. Basil and tomato, oh my gosh, those go so good together. Basil and tomato are like an amazing pair. This is like a super solid pair. You guys work off each other so well. And even this says balance too, right? So there's so much balance going on here. This is so beautiful. Okay, what goes with trust for pile 3, please? What goes with trust for pile 3? What card goes with trust for pile 3, please? It's just so balancing. How I was talking about the balancing of the chakras earlier too. It's like this person just like helps align your spirit and vice versa. You help align their spirit. And say this person has healed a lot more of their wounds than you have. It doesn't matter. Like, you're both still equals, because this person, it's like there's no judgment. And there's no judgment, and they love that the experience that they went through helps you because they love and care about you. You know what I mean? Like, it warms their heart to know that their path wasn't in vain, you know? What is the advice for pile 3, please, to go along with trust? Advice for pile 3. What goes along with trust here? I just got deja vu when I laid the hedgehog card out for pile 2, I think, next to their herb that they had, or plant. Because they had a hedgehog next to it. And I just had deja vu where I laid that card out again for you. So that's interesting because the hedgehog message was like, you know, it's like the prickly side, like one side is very prickly and like handle with care, and then the other one is like soft and fuzzy and vulnerable. So it's like you have like, it's like a Cancerian energy, kind of like soft on the middle, hard on the outside, like the crab energy, you know. Okay, what is, oh, there it goes. 2 came out, but whatever, we're gonna take them because why not? So we have glove and house. That's interesting. I'm getting that imagery of like, you know how like I want to be able to go over this room with a white glove. You know how people say that like about cleaning houses? So you could definitely be cleaning house. Hang on. Like, so the advice I think here is to like kind of trust your instincts about who to let into your environment. It's like almost like be meticulous with like that white glove. Like, do they pass the white glove vibe check? You know? Because why would you want to let someone into your space, into your environment that doesn't pass that test? That's almost like this portal in the deer card. It's like you're kind of like, I'm getting the sense that your house, wherever you live, is going to be protected, right? And the only people that you allow in from now on can pass the white glove test. Okay, that's what stands between you and eel, like the people who will, I don't know, I'm just getting that slimy kind of like hurt if they touch you kind of thing, you know? Okay, what is the advice to go along with this love card for pile 3's person? Advice for the love card, please, for pile 3's person. What goes along with this love card for pile 3's person? What goes with the love card, please? Oh, that's a lot. But look, we have a white dress. More purity. This person is pure as hell. Like, they're really good for you. Creature's paw. It could be an animal pet. Like, it could be a pet. I am getting that. Like, you could get a lot of comfort from your pet. Or from this person's pet, actually. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like they could have an animal that just feels instantly like your animal. Like you want to let this person and their dog into your house, or a cat or bird, whatever animal it is. That's that's what I'm getting with that creature's paw. Um, I wish I had the book. I lost the book for the literary witches. I wish I had the book so I could tell you what that meant in the book. But I'm almost getting like that because there's also spider here on the bottom, and so I'm kind of getting this message of like Adam's family. You know how freaking in love Adam and, or oh my gosh, what is his name? What is it? Gomez and Morticia are, like, they're so freaking in love, right? And that's like kind of like this vibe. It's like it's so pure, but it doesn't make sense to the outside world. Um and it's like inside that house there's just so much love and acceptance, and just like everyone is truly free to be themselves and express themselves in the way that they show up in the world. Like, they're totally free to be themselves, and that's it's so beautiful. It is truly so beautiful. Okay, pile 3, this has been your reading. I hope it was helpful. If it was, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present today, any of your guides that were present, any of my guides that were present from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. If I see you in another pile, I'll see you there. If not, I thank you for being here and I'll see you soon. Bye.